Hi friends! Hi friends! For y'all who may not know me, my name is Gigi, but my friends call me Gigi, and my life is not what I thought it would be. Hi friends! So y'all, this is episode 4 of the series here on my channel. There's no right way to life. Now, if you have not seen the first 3 episodes of this series, I'll probably link it somewhere here. I'll put the card for you all to see. So you can click on that and catch up on the other 3 episodes before watching this one. I highly recommend it. But if you're not feeling to, that's okay. And if you're already catch up on the episodes, welcome back. So y'all, let us get into where did we leave off? We left off in episode 3 at me graduating from doing my diploma at UTT, right? My diploma in electrical and electronic engineering. So y'all, that was a kind of mid-step along the overall course of what I thought my life should be. And so I ended up getting my diploma in order to move on to the next step, which was getting my degree, going to university and getting a degree and yada yada yada. So we have come to the end of getting my diploma, and when I was coming down to the end of receiving my diploma, y'all, I still had no idea what I wanted to do. I was still lost in the sauce. I was still lost in the sauce because yes, I was pursuing electrical and electronic engineering, right? But y'all, it got so boring. Like literally, that field got so boring to me. Everything about it was just not everything, but most things. It was just boring. It was boring. And so coming down to the end of my diploma, I remember this one day I went into the administrative office at John D, right? And on the counter, I saw an advertisement for an aviation program. Now, skirt, your girl didn't know nothing about what aviation was. All you would think, your girl really didn't know nothing about it, Seriously, like, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing. But so I saw this pamphlet or brochure, whatever, about an aviation program at UTT. So I picked it up and I was like, that's looking real interesting. And at the time there were 2 programs. There was the certificate program and then there was the bachelor's program, right? In the bachelor's in maintenance, aircraft maintenance and management. And that inevitably is what I ended up pursuing my bachelor's in aircraft maintenance and management. Okay, for anybody who didn't know, but subtle flex. But yeah, y'all, so going back to me seeing the pamphlet in the administrative office, I saw this pamphlet and I was like, that's looking interesting or whatever. And all I want to tell me why I love to tell this story because this happened to me too often, right? I go on in the office, Ollie. I really need to talk like myself now. It had no proper English. I go in the office and I read anything, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And this man in the office is to watch me and tell me, he's like,
why are you watching that?
I was like, what do you mean, why are you watching it? It looking interesting. So he was like,
oh, you're thinking about applying for that program?
I was like, probably, I don't know. Because, okay, point to note, in order to get into that bachelor's program, I could have gotten into that bachelor's program with my diploma, right, in electrical and electronic engineering. So doing my diploma would have let me get into that program, or doing CAPE or whatever, right? So back to the story. This man go look to tell me
you know, they just want to take like 20 people and you're well competitive. You sure you want to do that?
And I was like, yeah, like, what it is trying to say, you understand? So basically what he was trying to say or tell me was not to waste my time because I probably not going to get any program anyway, long story short, right? So I was like, little boy. And not really, because this was a big man, right? But when he told me that, I was like, why it is you assuming, first of all, you don't even know who I is. You don't know what my grades like. You don't know my capabilities. Why would you come up to a student who is looking at and interested in pursuing something further and tell them you're probably not going to get in anyway? What the hell? So that was all the more reason for me pursuing that program in the first place, right? That was just a little side story. Anyway, that was like in the early year of the year that I was graduating my diploma. So that was the first time I came across the program or whatever, right? So later on in that year, it was sports day, whatever, and I met a guy who was actually doing the certificate in the aviation program through one of my friends, right? And he was actually letting me know, like, yeah, the program tough or whatever, blah, 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 yada, yada. But it's real interesting and and like he was explaining a few things to me, and I was like, I could really go this direction. So then I started looking into it a little bit more, and then I realized that the reason why I could have gotten into do the bachelor's program with my electrical and electronic engineering diploma was the fact that aviation, aircraft maintenance, is split into two fields. It's avionics, which is more the electrical and navigation and all the stuff, and then engine and power plant, engine and power plant. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Only don't judge me. Okay, it's been a while, but yeah, so basically you can specialize in either one of those two fields or categories or whatever in aircraft maintenance. So your girl, sign up for her bachelor's in aircraft maintenance and management, and she get through. And let me tell you how weird it was that I got through to do this program, right? Remember, there was like, there's only take X amount of students, and they had to be the best of the best, and thing. And I was like, well, maybe I mightn't get you, but I think what that guy said to me, like, it was kind of playing on my mind. But at the same time, it's like, if it was for me, it's for me. And honestly, doing electrical, I could have done my degree in electrical, right? But I wasn't going to do that because the thing gets so boring. I wasn't going to sit down for 4 years to pursue a degree in that. I wanted something a little more challenging. A little more challenging, and then just something more exciting. And like I said, I didn't know anything about aviation before seeing that that flyer or whatever. And then I did my research on it or whatever, and I was like, hey, this looking like something, I could be fixing planes out there. I fixing all the planes. No, but it was really, like, going into it, I was very intimidated, I would say that. But at the same time, I knew that I had the potential to excel in this thing, right? And especially because it became something that I really enjoyed studying over time. Yeah, it was a good 4 years pursuing this degree. Now, let me just where we going with this now, boy? Okay, let me go into the fact that I attended the National University, right? UTT is known for getting their students into internships and stuff during the course of their programs, right? So yes, we had internships or whatever, blah blah blah, yada yada, but the main thing with this program is that this is the only aviation school in Trinidad and Tobago, right? We have our own airline. I really don't know if I should be saying this in this video, but long story short, we were sold the dream that when we got out of doing our degree, there would be jobs waiting for us. Or I buy that dream wholesale, me, Jenny C, I buy that dream wholesale. Wholesale. And let me tell you, with it, like, during the second year of my degree, a lot of people started realizing, it wouldn't have jobs for all of us at this one airline, but there are other places in the country, yes, that we could have gotten employment or whatever, right? But in all, Trinidad is operate, so Anyway, that is another story, right? Whoo! This topic would get me so heated, but I feel like I'll make a separate video for this particular topic another day, right? Let me just continue on with me going through my degree, right? So did my degree, whatever. It was a real good 4 years. It was tough. It was tough because this program, y'all, our past mark, anyway, I don't even need to get into all of that. All I just know the thing was hard. It was real hard, right? But I had some really good, some really nice, some really good classmates. I had some really good teachers. Honestly, not teachers, lecturers. Some better than others. Some I wish I had never met in my life. I could not do without meeting a certain lecturer for my whole life, and anybody who was in aviation with me, or they know who it's I talking about, right? Because we can stand that man, and that man can stand us right back. But anyway, I met some of my I want to say closest friends now. I met some really good people during my 4 years at university. I am so grateful for going to UTT and doing my degree at that point in time, because literally before I got into the program, I was lost. I didn't know what I was doing. I was feeling like, I was just up in limbo. And right, this is what I was saying. It was so strange how I ended up getting into this program, because they called me the day of orientation to ask me if it is I accepting the offer to do the program, and I was like, what offer? Like, what offer? I didn't see no offer, and it's a good thing I had my phone in my hand when they was calling me that day, because you can walk right into the school, pick up her forms and thing, and sign up. I signed up the day of orientation. You can't tell me that specific spot in this program was not meant for me. If them calling me the day of whatever, that was for me, right? I was supposed to be there, and I went. So the degree. Sorry, I just zoned out because I was thinking about that 4 years. Well, literally, that 4 years was real hard. It was real hard, but it was really good. And I am very grateful for going to the program. Despite the fact that I am still unemployed in my field. But again, we will get to that later though. Right, so this is where chaos ensued. Right before I entered my final year of doing my degree all year, the Ronas pop up in Trinidad. The Ronas just come and mash up everything. Everything in aviation, the Ronas just come and mash it up. Only when I tell all you, we was just, oh my gosh, I remember this time so well, because it was just so horrible, because your whole future, my whole future, I just saw the past 3 years that I spent doing this program in aviation as a waste of time at the point when Corona hit. Because only remember what went on with aviation. If you don't know, go and look it up. Just take a look at what happened in aviation. It had no planes flying. It had nobody flying. So everything it was just a very rude awakening that the aviation industry was this volatile, honestly. And that very rude awakening took a toll on me mentally. So when I say took a toll on me mentally, I mean took a toll on a girl mentally. Oh gosh, I was going through it, because I was just like, oh my gosh, I waste all this time doing this degree for aviation to just come to a halt when it is I ready to leave school and actually start to work and things. I was just going down in this spiral of, what the hell am I going to do, and why am I still there? And then they can't even say you're going to not finish the program, because money spend, right? Just no money spend for me to do this program. Big up my daddy. We got through the final year doing virtual classes, whatever. Did my last set of internships, and that was that, right? But coming down to the end of the program, I knew that I did not want to be home just looking for a job, or waiting for aviation to pick back up when I graduated. So what I decided to do, which was actually my plan from probably the second year of my diploma, was for me to pursue another field within aviation called NDT, non-destructive testing. Now, non-destructive testing is something that is used in aviation as well as in a lot of other industries. So I knew for a fact that pursuing NDT would have made me a little more marketable. I could get a job somewhere else in the meantime. If it is I don't get you with NDT in aviation or avionics in aviation at the point in time, I could pursue other things in the meantime, right? So what I did was, within my final year, I did a course in NDT. But first, only doing courses in NDT not cheap, right? And I really didn't want to put my parents through some more expense, honestly. So I did one course in NDT. My goal or my initial plan was to do more courses right after I graduated, but it just didn't work out like that. But still, I would still go back and do my courses in NDT because it is a field that I really love. I would say that I actually like NDT more than avionics. Yeah, I would say that. But anyway, so your girl thought she had a plan or whatever to get a job after graduating, which did work out like that, right? It did work out like that. However, it wasn't a job in aviation, but it was still a job in non-destructive testing. But yeah, so I graduated knowing that there were no jobs in aviation for me at the moment in Trinidad and Tobago. And thinking about going outside at that point in time was just kind of like out the window. Because, I mean, we were still in lockdown. We were still in a panoramic. We were still, So it really wouldn't make no sense for me to try to go outside to pursue a career when everything in aviation was just so up in the air, basically. So, your girl decided to get a job. So, listen to how life's so funny, right? As soon as I finished my the certificate I was pursuing in NDT, which was actually the week that I graduated from my diploma, not from my degree, I got a job the next week. Actually, no, I got a job the same day that I graduated. That is crazy. That is insane. And this is why I say I need to stop. We all need to stop doing this, but I need to stop stressing about certain things and thinking about timing and timelines and whatever, because your life will fall into place how it is supposed to fall into place. So, with me doing that certificate, I got a job. Now, it really wasn't the best job. It wasn't the best paying job or whatever, but it was still a job, and I got experience in a field that wasn't even aviation. I got experience in the oil and gas industry. All you ever see what I was doing in oil and gas, who would have thought, right, that a girl would have leave from doing aviation to get a job in oil and gas? Who would have thought? So that's where I ended up after doing my degree in aviation for 4 years. A girl ended up working for a little 6 months in oil and gas doing non-destructive testing. Whew, that was a mouthful. And I would have split this into 2 episodes, but I really just want to put this all into one, and so we could move on to where I'm at now. Okay? So I graduated from my degree 2021. We are in 2022, right? Graduated from my degree in 2021, which is a year ago around now, because I graduated November 2021. Started working November 2021, and I worked for about 6 months. So that experience working was, I want to say, it was good and it was bad. Now, it had some real good moments and it had some real bad moments, but I learned a lot. Like, it was an environment that was totally foreign to me in every single way. Your girl even work shutdowns and night shutdowns 12 hours at These are things I had never known about. So what I was doing there, y'all, literally, I got some good working experience. I'm not gonna lie, but I know for a fact I would not go back in that field to do that job again, like the actual technician job I was working. I won't do that again. However, I am very grateful for the opportunity that I got, especially right out of graduating, because I really didn't want to just be home not working. And yeah, so that was good. But it just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. And a lot of other things were happening at the same time in life, right? Family wise as well, a lot was going on within the first 6 months of 2022, right? So within that 6 months that I was working in the oil and gas industry, it took a toll on me, really and truly. The distance from where I live to work, first of all, that distance wasn't really something I could have kept up with. The drive was just too much, right? Especially working shutdowns, and I was working the night shift and shutdowns right before I left the job. That in itself was too much for me. Just the drive, because okay, basically I used to be falling asleep on the road, and that was just very dangerous, and I didn't want to continue in that job under those conditions. And outside of that, again, I had other things going on in my family where, you know, it's just like the job and family life just wasn't in sync anymore, and I decided it would be better for me to just leave the job, right? Yeah, I leave the job. I left the job after 6 months. And well, I think that 6 months was a good time to be there, honestly. That was a good enough time. But when I left the job, I was a lot happier being able to be home and around my family, etc., etc. And it really put things into perspective for me. It really, leaving the job and that time frame during that, put a lot of things into perspective for me. And that is where I'm going to leave off this episode, because in the next episode we are going to talk about where I am now. So like I said, let me just recap, right? Let us recap. I did my degree, right? Went to the full 4 years, did my degree, graduated last year, November 2021. I got a job right after I graduated, literally the same day or the next day, for 6 months. So November 2021 to April 2022. Left the job, and then life took a turn. At that time, is actually when I started reevaluating life, and you know what it is I really want to do, and where I really want to be, and how I really want to spend my time, because I'll just share that with you all in the next episode. So stay tuned for episode 5. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Leave a comment, right? If it is you did a degree, if you're still doing a degree, what university you're going to, what you're studying, you know, just let me know everything. Give me all the tea. And do you think your degree is worth it? I didn't answer that question, and I'll answer that question now. Do I think my degree was worth it, or is worth it? There was a point in time when I thought, hell no, I waste my time, I wasted my 4 years or whatever. And now, honestly, looking back, yes, doing my degree was absolutely worth it. I learned a lot. I met a lot of people that have added to my life positively over the past 4 or 5 years, and I really do not think I would have met them any other way. What else? I don't think I wasted it. I really think I will be back in aviation soon, right? Also, if I didn't do aviation, I would not have found out about non-destructive testing, which is really the field I want to be in. If I can do non-destructive testing within the aviation field, that would be ideal for me, which is what I actually want to do. I don't mind doing the avionics because, like I said, I can. That's what I am qualified in through my degree. But really and truly, the direction I want to go in is NDT in aviation. And I probably just put a whole set of y'all onto NDT. I should have hushed my mouth. Oh my gosh, but no, NDT is such a versatile field, industry, or whatever. And yeah, so yes, doing my degree was definitely worth it. Some days it really does still take a toll on me, the fact that I am not working in the field at the moment. But sitting down and really reflecting on your life, you have to think about things from different perspective, different views. If you didn't do this, then this wouldn't have happened. What if it went this direction, then it wouldn't be here? Yeah, so yeah, my degree was definitely worth it. All the pain and struggles and turmoil and tears, and when I tell you tears tears, but no, my degree is definitely worth it for me. I know there are people who did the same degree I did and they probably feel like they waste their 4 years and thing. But no, for me personally, I'm very glad that I did my degree, right? Even though I'm not currently using it and I have not used it much. I would say much because there are things that I learned in my degree that I use in my everyday life. But in terms of aviation specific, I have been upset that I have not been able to utilize my degree in avionics since I have graduated, but that doesn't mean that I will never use it. And I know that at some point I will use it. At some point I will be working in an airline doing all the things I want to do. But just right now is not that time. But yeah, y'all, I can't believe I came back into how I can still be rambling and talking. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to leave a little like, a little comment, and I'll share it. You know, help a girl grow on YouTube, because I really don't need to be telling all y'all. I really don't need to be, but I wanted to share this journey with, you know, my friends, with the people. So yeah, stick around for episode 5. Which will be probably in a day or 2. Okay, bye friends.